Put your hands together for Dr. Amara Albert. Put your hands together for her. You can do better.
Wow. Wow. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to respectfully stand on all existing protocols. But I want to thank you very much for all that you do. I also want to say a very big thank you to you for the opportunity for me to stand before these great women. Thank you so very much, Mom. I'm privileged. Wow. I want to start this way. The number one human need is good health. No matter your aspirations, no matter your goals, no matter your accomplishments, if you're not in good health, all those things, they'll be relegated to the background or they will be forgotten. Numerous studies have also established to live in health and wellness is 80% dependent on what you do. 20% is by medical care. In other words, it's your personal responsibility to live in health. I want you to get it. It's your personal responsibility to live in health. If 80% is dependent on you and 20% on medical care, it means that you are the one that have the responsibility to take care of your health. But the challenge is, what do you know to take care of your health? Just like what he said, that knowledge is very key. Because what you know you can modify, but what you don't know can actually overwhelm you. Some people will tell you, oh, maybe I tell you, complain, I'm getting tired, I'm this and this. Your doctor might say, work on your lifestyle. They tell you, work on your lifestyle. Well, the point is that most people don't even know what it is to work. They don't even know what the lifestyle is. Talk more of working on the lifestyle. Or can we put it this way? Can we make healthier lifestyle decisions? And that's my topic. Please, can we go through the slides? What is lifestyle? It's the particular way you live, including your habits, your ideas, your values, your choices in life, and how you interact with your environment. That is lifestyle. And I want to bring the pillars. The next slide, please. This way, using this acronym. Dreams. D is for diet. R is for restorative sleep. I did not say sleep, but I say restorative sleep. E is for exercise. Not necessarily going to the gym, not necessarily buying heavy equipment, but I put in bracket physical activity. Avoidance of risky substances. When people hear about risky substances, what comes to their mind is the hard drugs that people are taking. But there are so many things you consume. This is, I call it the liquid poison. There are so many things that people consume almost on a daily basis. And those things are risky substances. And there's something about sugar. It's highly addictive. The same effect that people that take those substances that you look at them as if you say you want to shame them, is still the same thing that happens to you. You talk about management of stress. Then you talk about social connection. I want to cite a study that was done in the male surgical world. They did a study among men that had a particular kind of surgery, the same surgery, and they were all in the same age range. And when they carried out that surgery, they discovered that there are men that have more visitors after the surgery, that they recover faster and they are discharged faster. But those that don't have visitors, maybe only their wife is taking care of them, not even a child to show up, no friends to come and visit. Those ones, they stay longer in the hospital. So social connection is very important. Just like as you're here today, Ma, thank you for this opportunity. For all of us to gather together and to connect. Like speakers, people have been talking and you've been seeing someone, maybe you admire, you love the way the person is dressed, you love the person's courage, you love everything about the person. You can boldly walk up to that individual and try to connect with that person. That might be the person that is taking you to the next step of your life. Let's continue. I will just talk about some of these things I've mentioned, the dream. Let me start with diet. When you talk about diet, we've heard a lot about diet. But I just want to say something. If you're eating any food, or most of the food you eat, when instead of that the food is nutrient dense, it means that the food will have complex carbohydrate. I didn't say simple carbohydrate. Say complex carbohydrate. Example is maybe yam. Yam is a complex carbohydrate. But the way you cook it will determine whether that yam will still be complex or not. When you're cooking yam, you have to cut it and cook it with the back. When you're done cooking it with the back, just remove the back of the yam. That shiny part of the yam, that's where the nutrient is. That's where you have the fiber in the yam. But most of us use our knife and cut it off. And at the end of the day, as if to say you are taking fizzy drink when you eat the yam. You talk about complex carbohydrate, that's what the nutrient-dense food we have. Healthy fat. A lot of people are running away from fat. I want you to run no more. I want you to run no more. If you don't have healthy fat, you will have issues. You will have issues with so many things about your body. Do you know that the cholesterol that people are running away is anti-inflammatory? There are so many things we have to talk, but not in this class anyways. Then you talk about protein. Talk about protein, talk about vitamins. You know, people don't have time anymore even to eat good food. Everything is fast. Fast food, fast life, fast everything. People are just running on a fast lane. So they don't even have time to eat quality food that have vitamins. That's why they end up buying supplements in the pharmacy. And some people, they buy this vitamin they call vitamin B12, the cyanocobalamin. That cyanide there contains molecule of cyanide. Yes. You know what cyanide does? It's very poisonous. Yes. And the point is that is a synthetic form of vitamin B12. But there are other supplements that have vitamin B12, but that one is methylcobalamin. That's why anytime you go to the pharmacy to buy a supplement, if the supplement is something you can just buy and you won't have a squeeze, it means that is synthetic. If you're talking about natural supplements, you're talking of supplement that it is in a form that the body can easily metabolize. Oh, God. You talk about minerals. You know, minerals, there are about 84 minerals, and even the trace ones. Like, some people, most people, you know, they tell please reduce your salt intake, reduce your salt intake. You don't need to reduce your salt intake. You have to put salt in your food and eat your food. Because most, if not all known, chronic health condition is as a result of imbalance or deficiency in minerals. The salt I use, the sea salt, it contains over 84 minerals. But the one you have on your table, the white salt, it has sodium and chloride, and then potassium iodide. But there's a story to that, but that is not what we are talking about even today. So, you talk about the phytonutrients, you're talking about food. So one thing I want to tell you today is that obtaining proper nutritional intake daily is important because nutrients act as a theme. A deficiency of one will affect the effectiveness of all the others. And anytime you're eating food, food is information. You're telling your body what you want to do. You're telling your genes what you want to be expressed. It's just like someone that has a television and you have DSTV. And you have the remote. You're the one that is in charge of the remote. If you want to watch CNN, if the code is 111, you're the one that will press the 111. So, anytime you're putting food in your mouth is an opportunity for you to boost your immunity. But most people are abusing that opportunity. Because what they're feeding their body, the information the food they're eating is telling their cell is different. It's not what the cell wants to do. Because the cell is there to save you. You know how I define the human body? The human body is the most amazing, complex, intelligent, biological machine. The human body has the tendency to heal itself, to renew, to repair, and to restore. That is the body for you. And the Lord made you to be healthy. He didn't make you to be sick. Anytime you're sick, you know that you're breaking one of the laws of health. Yes, that is it. But the point is that the information I'm talking about, food is actually a weapon. It can be a weapon of defense. It can also be a weapon of destruction. But the absolute best defense you will have is a good diet. There's no amount of drug you will take. I'm a doctor. You know, I don't want to tell my story because of the time, honestly. I cried a lot as a medical student. I cried in the sense that what I wanted to see is not what I am seeing. It's not that. The first patient I was given to Clark, the excitement was there in my spirit. I was so happy that we're going to transform this man's life. I went to the ward that evening. Clark, the man, did everything. I was so excited. I said that in the morning, I'm going to see how this miracle will happen. By the time I got to the ward, I was posted to a nephrology department. That's the department of where we take care of patients that have kidney issues. When I got to the ward that morning, I said, let me be the first before every other thing. By the time I got to the ward, I didn't see my patient. I asked one of the nurses, I said, there was a patient that was admitted here yesterday evening. Where's the? He said, your patient died at night. I thought she was joking. And as I'm talking to you now, that's not all. I remember this man, tall, huge, handsome. That morning, the man was shedding tears. He was talking to our chief consultant. He said, doctor, I want to leave. That money is not a challenge. Anything it will cost, I will get it here. As I was watching the man, I've already started crying because I know he might end like others. And at the end of the day, the man died. And I made up my mind. I said, you know what? I'm going to go into preventive medicine. I want to get to a stage where I will meet the patient earlier before medical world will not know what to do for them anymore. And I'm so grateful to you, Ma, for this gathering. Because I know that through this gathering, a lot of people will be delivered. I mean delivered. You know, I have a lot of people, like some women. I was sitting in my office one day, one young lady entered. She was looking at me. Maybe she felt that I'm so young. She was like, I don't know whether I'm in the right place. Is it the place they give babies to women that are looking for the fruit of the womb? I don't know what she was talking about, but I told her, yes, this is the place. She said that she has heard about 4 different people that came to my place. And 4 of them are pregnant, and 4 of them had a baby. But I discovered that when I see these women, the challenge is just their diet. The moment you tweak their diet, just tweak their diet. You have to bring your husband, but it takes 2 for the thing to happen. You can't be the only person that will have the baby. So I have to make you to bring your husband. I will sit you down, I will teach you. That's what he was trying to say. Knowledge is very important. Because if you know the how, there's something about businesses in the world. People know what to do. They know how they do what they do when they get to work. But most of them don't know why they do what they do. And that's why when the owner, the person that has the why, the person that has the life of the business, when the person is gone, that's how the business will die. So, but if people know why they're doing what they're doing, you find out that they'll be able to do it excellently well. Please, can I see my last slide? I can't just talk about, God, so many things. But then, let me give you these 5 free biohacks. One of the things, people are so ignorant, they don't know that they don't need to spend money for them to live in health. They do not even have an idea. They do not need to spend money. Early morning sun, you know what it can do for you? You talk about vitamin D. When you have it, that's not all. There's a hormone, there's a molecule that calls serotonin. These are happy molecules. When you see the sun in the morning, your body will be able to be activated to produce serotonin. That's why you'll be happy and excited in life. But people are busy taking antidepressants. Why are you taking antidepressants? Come to think of it, 75% of the serotonin is produced inside your gut by this beautiful gut microbiome. 5% is only in your brain. Why are you taking antidepressants? When you're taking the antidepressant, a lot of challenges happen. It's there. By the time you fix your gut, you are good to go. Talk about breath work. A lot of people don't know how to breathe. They breathe through their mouth. Breathing is through the nose. If you're breathing through your mouth, you're like someone that's eating through your nose. If you talk about the respiratory system, is there anything like mouth there? It's the nose. But most people are breathing through your mouth. Simple things, you don't need to buy money. And by the time you're breathing through your mouth, you find out that at night you will still breathe through your mouth and you'll be snoring. That's why no matter the kind of antihypertensive you take, that blood pressure will never go down. Because you're snoring and you're not getting enough. And not only that, you're not breathing through the nose. When you breathe through the nose, there's a molecule that is called the miracle molecule. It's the body that produces it. You don't need to pay anything. And when you have it, you have the vessels to vasodilate. Because the challenge is that the heart is being drugged, but the problem is from the vessels. But just breathing well and breathing the right way. Your vessels with that's because that's the problem. Just like what he said, the blood pressure going up is an adaptive measure because the body wants to live. The heart wants to pump blood, but the heart is encountering a resistance. That is in the vessels. So the moment you're breathing well, that's one of the things. Vasodilation, it will help it. The vessels will not be stiff and not be clogged with stuff. Can I say just one? Let me talk about cold plunge. Okay, sleep. Okay, yeah. The shorter your sleep, the shorter your life. Some people, they wear that badge. The honor of, I don't sleep. I'm a workaholic. You don't need to do that. Sleep is the best antihypertensive you can ever get here on earth. That's the best. You're not paying for it. All you need is a way to sleep. If you even want to sleep well, you start in the morning by seeing the sun. You're activating your circadian rhythm. You have an internal clock that has to be activated by seeing the sun. Do you think that God is not wise? God is wise. The more I study about the human body, the more engulfed I become. I love God again and again. By the time I see the beauties of this life, of your body, of what God has made you, it just knowing this, it will make you bolder. It will make you stronger. It will make you appreciate the uniqueness you have. Talk about fasting. Fasting is very, very important. What I now do, I tell people about time-restricted eating. This morning, if you will see what I took, I'm still on fire. I've not taken anything, I've been taking water. Do you know what I took? I took a glass of green tea with 2 spoons of coconut oil and a cube of grass-fed butter. Yes, and 2 spoons of honey. That's what I took. And that is as in bulletproof. I call it the peak performance tea. Anytime you do that, and if I throughout the day, you'll be begging as in, I want to eat, because you will not be like naturally. And there are so many things you can include when it comes to fasting. You can do what we call time-restricted eating. The body loves routine. If you say, I want to be eating my breakfast by 9, stick to it. 9 o'clock, you eat your breakfast. And you said, I want to close my window by 7. 7 o'clock, close your window. Anything you want to eat, let it be between that 9 a.m. and then 7 p.m. Just that thing alone, even if you didn't hear anything I said today, sticking to that alone, you will thank me some other time. Thank you so very much.
I think there's a revolt in here, and they're asking that you finish the last one, ma. Yes. Before they kick me out of the stage, I don't want trouble.
Thank you so very much. You know, for over 40 years, as a child, I've never known to take my bath in the morning with warm water. There's this big pot we have in my house. In the morning, my mama will put the pot in there. So all of us will be coming to fetch the cold water to dilute it to the hot water to dilute it to the cold water so that we can have our bath. But when I saw the health benefit of cold plunge means cold water immersion. Putting yourself inside the cold water just for ice cold water. You can start with just few seconds and you now start graduating, okay? If you're not used to cold as in cold water, don't start with that. Just start. Even your cold shower can do the work, okay? Just start gradually till you now graduate to that. What happens is that when you immerse yourself in that cold bath, you activate what you call shock protein. And that shock protein is responsible for boosting your immunity. Your immunity will be so strong. It will activate the brown fat. You know, there's what they call the white fat, the one we know, and the brown fat that is by this part. It will activate it, and it's very good. It will help you to burn your fat. So people that are killing themselves and taking all manner of things for them to burn fat, you don't need to do that anymore. Just do the cold plunge. Well, because of my time, let me just leave for other people to talk. Thank you so very much.